Earlier this week, we told you about a contest being put on by the Dallas Visitors and Convention Bureau. They sent a mystery man here to Green Bay to wander the streets, and anyone who found him and uttered a secret phrase only found on the Bureau's Facebook page would win an incredible Super Bowl prize giveaway. 2 tickets to the game, a hotel room, and some travel expenses. Well, yesterday, a winner was found, and the story you're about to hear might remind you of something that comes straight out of the movies. Joining us this morning is Rita Wright, the winner of that big giveaway, and her boyfriend here, Aaron. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Before we get into your story, tell us first how you learned you had won.
Well, you know, it's amazing. We're homeless, staying at the St. John's Evangelistic Homeless Shelter, and Miss Mary Marks had told us about the Winterfest going on. We went to New Community Shelter to have lunch at the soup kitchen, and we're looking for jobs, and I was just like, gosh, we should so go to the library and work on a resume. But then the Winterfest was going on. We started taking a walk down. We had people approaching us saying, have you been to Dallas lately? Have you been to Dallas lately? And I told Aaron, I wish I had $1 for everyone that asked me. We could go see a movie today.
Because that was the secret phrase.
Yes.
Have you been to Dallas lately?
We didn't even know about the contest. And somebody said, oh, there's a contest. You should start asking people. And I looked at Aaron and I said, let's do it. I asked 3 people. The 4th gentleman, I said, have you been to Dallas lately? And he goes, why, yes, I have. And I said, are you the contest guy? Why, yes, I am. And I just went, oh my gosh, and I thought it was a joke. I'm homeless, let's face it. I thought he was just messing with me. And then we saw the cameras, and Aaron and I just both looked at each other, and this man bleeds green and gold. And I just thought, oh my gosh. Aaron, we came down here hoping that we might be able to do something free at the Winterfest, have some fun, and then we won Super Bowl tickets. And it doesn't get any more amazing than that. We had 90 cents in our pocket. And we have won a package that people have offered thousands of dollars for. And all I could think of is, oh my gosh, these corporations that put this on, you know, they must be thinking, yes, finally a contest that we put it on and the parameters were so that somebody that could never in a million years afford to go can go. And what better than a couple in a homeless shelter? Not that we're more deserving, but a homeless shelter. You know, we're lucky to get a can of soda or a movie, and we're going to the Super Bowl. And I've never been to a football game.
You've never been to a football game, and now you're going to the Super Bowl.
I spent the last 10 years in Honolulu, Hawaii with my 4 children and my submariner husband of 20 years. And we would sit outside Kmart and listen. And now I get to go to an actual Super Bowl game. And my son, who's still in Hawaii aboard the USS Louisville, my husband's last submarine, the ironies in my life would take an hour show. But right now, Aaron and I are just ecstatic. And the guests at the homeless shelter, it's like it's all for them because, you know, you meet people on the street that are gracious to homeless people. And I've had some people come to us and they tell us, there for the grace of God go I. And every morning I pray, God, put somebody in my path to help me find a job so that we can get an apartment. And I said that again today. We didn't find a job, we didn't find an apartment, but I'm going to Dallas to see a Super Bowl game.
Aaron, like Rita said here, you bleed green and gold.
Oh, yes.
What is this like for you? She's taking you with her.
It's a lifelong dream. Ever since I was young, I always wanted to go to a Super Bowl with the Packers playing, and now I finally got the opportunity to go, and it's a chance of a lifetime. And I'm still in shock over it and still thinking, well, I'm going to wake up from a dream. But it's really happening. They're going to the Super Bowl. There's nowhere to put how I feel about this.
What are you looking forward to most?
Can I be honest and blunt?
Please.
We're in a homeless shelter. We can't show affection. We've been there for 2 months.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to spooning.
Okay, that's okay. That's all right.
And I hope I didn't offend anybody in the public, and I'm so sorry. But I'm looking forward to spooning.
Sure.
And just having a hug. And I also have to say, sitting there watching, cheering for the Packers and being in Green Bay, that's right up there But let's see, you got loving and with the man you're in love with and spooning in the Packers. I'm a Libra. I'd say my scales are about here.
Okay, so you, and too, I can't imagine, you know, what's a typical day like for you guys? You know, being homeless, what's a typical day like for you?
We get up at about 6:30, have breakfast, stick around, watch the morning news.
Do our chores.
Do our chores. We leave at 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes a little bit earlier, and pretty much walk the street, go to the library when the library opens for the day, job center, looking for jobs, just walking around, taking a bus, you got a bus pass, and until 5 o'clock at night until we can go back in.
We're in one of the shelters that is a night shelter. In St. John's Evangelist Homeless Shelter, and the volunteers that bring us dinner every night, and the staff that are gracious, everything that I am wearing and that Erin is wearing has come from the shelter because we've lost everything. They make sure there are food in our stomachs. They have counselors that talk to us. And you know, we're homeless, but we have a roof over our head, and we have people that are great. At Christmas, I never even thought I'd get a Christmas present. These volunteers came in, devoted their time, packed bags, individually wrapped Christmas presents, and our name was on our bag. Mm-hmm. And I was blown away. And it was toiletries and things that, you know, people take, you know, advantage of. But for us, we hit the lottery. It was Christmas and we had a gift.
Mm-hmm. And now, of course, you're both going to the Super Bowl, being put up in a hotel, which I'm sure is going to be wonderful. And, you know, we're not done here yet this morning. We still want to chat with you guys, so we'd love you to stick around. Thank you for sharing your story with us so far.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. And again, we are going to have more with Wida and Erin, big Super Bowl ticket winners, coming up a little later on in our show. Go Packers.
Go Packers.
We'll be right back. You're watching Good Day Wisconsin.